Coming up right now, stop working remotely and return to work, or you're fired. The stance one company is taking and why they are forcing staff to choose.
Also coming up, a man sets the record for the most tatted name, and this is not the first time he's held the title. We'll tell you how many times one name has been inked all over his body.
Ooh, a little bit later, a former CIA agent shares some safety travel tips because safety first, of course.
Of course. Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to an hour packed with Daily Flash goodness. You're going to love it. We're going to jump in the kitchen today. We're looking forward to that.
Test kitchen.
Doing a test kitchen. And then we're breaking down breakfast, okay?
Yes.
And actually, the whole origins might change the way you eat in the morning. So stick around for that. That's good. Plus, we're going to have some fun, too. No doubt about that. Always read the fine print, of course, right? You've heard that around everywhere.
Yes, of course.
So there's this company, this restaurant, it's called New York Fries, okay? And basically they sell like New York fries and hot dogs and that sort of thing.
Are New York fries different than French fries?
I always wanted to know that. No, I thought the same thing.
Okay.
Apparently they are.
Okay.
But this company, which is even crazier, it's based, where this story comes from is Canada, okay?
Oh.
So they had a coupon that they sent out to everybody.
Okay.
It was a buy one, get one free hot dog, right?
Okay.
At New York Fries. You can go there and, like on every coupon, you know the fine print on it?
Yep.
It had all the disclaimers and all the things, but then also it added, I'm going to quote it, it said, may not be used by Sally C., who went to Birch Church High School, class of 2007. Wow.
Somebody's holding a grudge.
I want to know what happened.
Wow. Yeah,
She
me
turned
too.
him down for prom or something?
That's what I'm
Cheated
wondering.
on him, something.
The whole
Probably.
story behind it, I would think like, okay, Sally C., if you could prove,
Yeah.
that you're Sally C., I would love for you to, it would be awesome to turn into that coupon and then see if they would actually deny it, or just, hey, I want to buy you, let me buy you lunch, Sally,
they
because I'd love to
checking
hear
every-
this story.
Are they checking everybody's IDs that come in to make sure
Huh?
it's not?
I don't
Does she
know.
come in with a mustache?
I don't know.
I'm thinking this guy, I'm assuming it's a guy, has
Yeah.
such a grudge that he would know if she walked through that door, he'd be able to single her out.
I love it, though.
It's great.
I'm going to start reading those fine prints.
Sally, if you're watching the show, call us. We'd like to hear your side of the
would.
story.
We'll even buy you a hot dog,
Yep.
okay? We'll get you two since you got buy one, get one free. Dating app Grindr, I've heard of it, never seen it, never downloaded or anything. It lost nearly half of its staff after trying to force a return back to the office. In early August, the dating app ended its remote work policies and announced a return to office mandate. Now, they gave workers 2 weeks to choose between relocating to their respective hubs, office twice a week, or leave the company and you get a severance. An insider said 80 of Grindr's 178 employees chose to leave. Many of them were workers, were hired remotely, and were required to relocate to those hub cities: New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, Washington, D.C. There are critics out there that believe the return to work policy was in response to attempt to unionize the company. So basically they said, oh, you're going to unionize? Well, then you're going to have to come into work. And so that could be possibly one of the reasons why.
I saw a headline the other day in one of the business journals, and it said 90% of the workforce will be mandated to return to the office before the end of this year.
Do you feel it's different? I mean, we had to do
Yeah.
this show remotely, and it was a totally different vibe. But there is something about the connection when you have and ideas flow seemingly, and not as distracting.
And you don't realize how much that office environment feeds into other companies. The local
sure.
cafe down the street that serves lunch, anything like that. If you're going to get coffee in the morning, if you're working from home, you're not patronizing those kinds of companies. But also, like you mentioned, it's that connection, that human connection that I think everybody needs.
And most companies have sales involved in them, and it seems like deals can be made if you're sitting down with that person. They can read your body language and that sort of thing. And if a sales staff, you say, well, we could just easily do this over Zoom, but there's something missing out of that, and I would imagine they would have more productivity, knowing that you got to get up and you got to do something, and maybe on those days you're there, you're making the most out of your time.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
It's
That's
the cost
true.
of those buildings too.
And-
My fiance works for a major corporation in town with a giant building, and we
do.
went in there, and it is a ghost town. There is no. She has to go 3 days a week. Even half the time she's there till noon, and it'll be like, I'm on my way home. No one's here.
Yeah.
Don't tell her about it.
It's weird. It's a whole new world. I would love to see going. I appreciate coming
Yeah.
into the studio
Yeah.
and doing this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Well, a British dad has reclaimed a Guinness World Records title by having his daughter's name tattooed on his body 667 times. 49-year-old Mark Owen Evans originally earned the record for the most tattoos of the same name on his body in 2017 when he had his daughter's name Lucy inked on his back 267 times. Evan then lost the record in 2020 when American Deidre Mitchell had her own name tattooed on her body 300 times. Evans then reclaimed the title by adding 400 more Lucy tattoos, 200 on each leg, saying that he couldn't wait to reclaim his title and dedicate it to his daughter. Evans said he initially set the record to celebrate the birth of his daughter and raise money for the hospital
cool.
that cared for her during her first few months of life.
All right, I like that story.
Yeah.
By that. Well, and I'm glad it was his daughter because if it was a girlfriend or a wife, you know that marriage or
kiss of death.
relationship was done. Yeah, that's what it's called, the kiss of death. A former CIA agent revealed her top tips for staying safe while traveling. 44-year-old Tracy Walder learned how to take extra precautions while on assignment in some of those most dangerous countries. Walder, she's now a Dallas-based professor. She shared her top tips for safety in an Instagram video. Tracy researches the area for any threats and sets up an app to alert contacts of her location in the event of emergency. When checking into a hotel, she opts to stay in a room located between the 3rd and 6th floors. That's low enough for emergency access, but far up from an intruder who might be on the ground floor trying to enter. She says is the most accessible. And regardless of the floor level, she bolts from the room and uses the security lock across her door as well. I mean, it's the world that we live in. If I'm going to take any advice, it's going to be from a CIA agent that's been out there, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, she's definitely been through it enough. And traveling overseas, she knows what the makeup of is a hotel room, the 3 to 6 floor right there in
Right.
the middle. Don't get up too high because if the building goes on fire, then you're stuck at the very top. So.
And imagine if, and it sounds crazy, but she was probably in a situation where if it was a building that's under attack, it would
Yep.
probably be more likely a little bit higher. So interesting stuff there.
Well, we are celebrating an important holiday here at Daily Flash. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it is National Smash a Can Day. And in honor of the holiday, Mitch and Matt are going to race to smash the most cans in 10 seconds. Now, while the guys are getting ready, here's some great stats on the number of cans that are recycled each year. For a single aluminum can, it could power a TV, believe it or not, for up to 3 hours. About 50 billion cans are recycled each year. Only 50% of cans are recycled each year as well. So it looks like we've got a long ways to go until we can really get the whole recycling thing going. But the good news is we've got the guys ready to smash some cans. We're going to see who can smash.
So this is my plan of attack. I'm just going to use my right foot and go all the way down to be able to do this. Now, are we recycling these afterwards?
Yeah, just make with the Smashy Smash, and these are all from my house, so I drink a lot of fizzy water.
That's a lot of fizzy water.
not
And you'll
beer.
notice that this line actually, Andrea, goes all the way around to the bathroom. So explains why Matt has to. This is his sobriety test where he wants to. You want to take a guess how many you think we can get in 30 seconds?
I'm going to guess 10.
You think we can get all 10 in 30 seconds?
All 10 in 30 seconds.
Is there any qualifications? Does it have to be smashed all the way to the ground?
I think
or
it's
does it
gotta be
have
flat,
to-
No, it's
Flat,
gotta
flat,
be
flat.
smashed.
Okay,
Pretty
flat. All right, so are you gonna give us the mark, get set,
Yeah,
go, and
I'll-
James,
I'll
you'll
give
tell
you the
us
countdown.
when we need to go, right,
Are you
James?
guys ready? On your marks, get set, go.
That's scary. That was easier than I thought.
I slipped up on one. I slipped up on that. This one I
think
messed
Mitch
up.
finished first.
First, Jackson.
Yeah, Mitch, you win the prize. Because Matt, he lost
Matt
one there
did.
at the very end.
I think I finished, but I messed up this one.
When I was a kid, recycling just started. Like everybody was going to recycle. So my dad, in the very back of our yard, in the back corner, we would have thousands of cans. Like he would find them, and I'm like, it was so embarrassing growing up. But you couldn't see it from the road. And then he would take it down there and he'd make like $20 or something. But it's $20.
In some states, you can recycle them. It's like a video game, putting them into the machine.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think I've seen that
Yeah,
before.
Michigan.
And
Well,
then
there you go, Jackson.
We tried.
I think you guys did a great job.
I didn't break an egg.
Style points for both of you. Mitch got through the
Don't
extra
step on a
line
pop top.
Yeah.
a little bit faster than Matt.
RP.
I'm thinking we all need
All right,
to
we're
take a
gonna
trip
keep
to
on
the
going.
Tin Can House in Houston.
Jackson,
if it's still
we
there.
got more trending news and entertainment. I would love
to do something with all these on this first chance.
All right, you guys, good job out there. Tin Can Alley here at Daily Flash. Well, stay with us. Still plenty more to come here on the show. We have got our cooking segment coming up. We're heading to the test kitchen to find out if this herbal Coca-Cola remedy is really worth all the flash. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Hey everybody, Mitch English here. All right, big quick question. Anybody in here a bed rotter? You're a bed rotter? For sure. You're admitting that you're a bed rotter. Okay, well that's a big thing. All right, I can agree with that. What is a bed rotter? And how is it affecting our younger generations? Well, we got to get an expert, and that's why we have Judy Wilkins-Smith. She's author and motivational speaker. Judy, thank you and welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hi, Mitch. It's great to be back with you. You're in my favorite place in the world, so I'm always good.
I love that. Okay, I'm intrigued. Bed rotter. We did a quick survey. Apparently, some know what this is, and some agree that that's what they are. I need to know, what is a bed rotter?
So a bed rotter, and your person is going to correct me if they know something else, but as far as I'm aware, a bed rotter is somebody who gets to burn out. They've had enough. They need the day in bed. They need to lie around. They need to not do anything other than snack perhaps and watch TV, and that's that. And it's almost like what we would have called a mental day or a mental health day, a bed rotter.
I love it. So
doing nothing much.
My generation would call this Ferris Bueller, basically, where he just stays in all day but then makes a big day out of it. Nevertheless, but he made his parents think he was sick. But a bed rotter, So I would love to know the difference between, what is the difference between actually just taking a break and recharging and compared to what a bed rotter is? Because it seems like it's important to have those days. Am I right or wrong?
It's important to have those days. We don't always max them, though. This is the problem. So for me, I know there are bed rotters, and for your person who said, yes, I am one, there's what we call an alternative, which is a bed plotter.
Okay.
And a bed plotter is somebody who's going to lie in bed and they're going to think about, I just need to veg. I just need to not do anything. But at some point, they know they've got to switch back on. Now, you can do the bed rotting where you just sit and do nothing, but you can also do the bed rotting where you sit and think about what got me here right now and what might I want to do. In other words, what needs to stop, what needs to start. So it's almost like a reset. Okay. But a bed plotter means you get to go do the bed rotter thing and really feel productive about it.
Okay, and it seems like the technology that is around you probably needs to be a little absent or maybe not absorb as much, meaning like if you're sitting and watching TV, you're not really concentrating on yourself, or if you're on your phone the entire time, you're not concentrating on yourself. Are there some tools that we could take when we bed plot?
Yes. If you're going to bed plot, really literally just take a pen and a pad, or if you want to do it on your phone, you can take your phone and dictate into that. And it's kind of just stream of consciousness, letting the thoughts flow. I don't want to be doing this anymore. I really don't want to be doing this. I wish I were doing this. Now, it sounds like we're doing from discontent to wishful thinking, but you're not. You're actually identifying what it is that's got you here and needing this in the first place, and doing the reset and going, what do I really want? And if you follow that, you're going to be surprised by the wisdom that you have about yourself and what's important to you.
All right, Judy, as a parent, it seems like this bed rotting starts to kick in their mid-teens, it seems like, I just need to decompress. Gosh, dang, let me lay in bed. But how can we actually motivate our kids, or even Gen Zers altogether?
It's to show them that there's a really big game out there, because I think for a lot of people, they feel like, oh, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, the point is, once you begin to identify what you don't want, and then you begin to identify what you really do want, that's when the endorphins kick in. You've always got to make the adventure you do want bigger than the adventure that you're stuck in at the moment. So motivating them is what's possible. What do you really want? What would you like to go out and get in the world? And you're going to still have some people go, well, I don't know. Well, bed rotting's a really good place to start figuring out the I don't know.
And again, I would imagine just taking away the distractions so that they could do that sort of thing. And imagine what I've learned and what I try to preach a lot is that the only way you're actually going to grow is to be uncomfortable. So, this kind of goes against a little bit because you're saying bed rotting, and my bed's nice and comfortable. But if I'm uncomfortable in the fact of the way my life is going, how do we break that pattern and then light the spark enough to where I go, all right, I'm going to do an inventory on myself. I'm going to take this time and I'm just going to relax and push everything else. How do I do that for myself? Or for advice for maybe a younger generation?
Right. So what I say to people is, okay, you got the time to veg or bed rot and lie down and do stuff. Kind of segment that out into 3 different portions of your bed rotting day.
Okay.
Just lie there and do nothing and let your brain go. Phew. And then allow yourself to say, here's what I really don't like in my life at the moment. And write down your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions about that. Because these are patterns that are coming in. And what people don't realize is some of them are inherited patterns. So allow yourself to veg, and then you allow yourself to write down what isn't working.
Okay.
And then invite yourself to say, so what do I really want? We don't do that enough. We teach our kids and we teach each other that imagining or dreaming is really a fool's game. It's not. It's the smartest thing you can do.
Yeah.
So when you imagine, that starts to kind of get a bit exciting. And yes, you're going to have to do something with that, but you've ignited the spark and you won't be stuck. This is what I call how to never, ever, 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 ever again be stuck.
I love that. And we all get stuck, and it's actually part of our development is to get stuck. We need to get stuck so that we can figure out a different way of have a solution for that. This and some of the other topics that you cover in your book. Tell us about it. It's called Encoding Your Emotional Blueprint. And where can folks get a copy of that?
Okay, so it's Decoding Your Emotional Blueprint. They can get a copy of it any good bookstore that's around, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, any of those. And what it does is it shows you why you get into that funk or that space of stuck.
I love that. Yeah.
Stuck is the best place you could be because stuck means I'm now too big for this little box and I've had enough.
All right.
And so the book shows you very carefully how to get out of that, and then it also starts the spark.
Very good. I said encoding, it is Decoding Your Emotional Blueprint. You can go to judywilkins-smith.com to find out more information. Thank you so much. You always have such great insight and everything. I'm not going to just lay around. I'm going to be productive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mitch.
Hey guys, welcome to The Beat. First off, Doja Cat has done what seemed impossible by breaking the year-long chart-topping drought for hip-hop with her single, Paint the Town Red. She proves to us once again who the real queen of modern hip-hop really is by scoring the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. The Grammy winner, Paint the Town Red, stems from an upcoming album named Scarlet. This marks the first #1 hip-hop track in over a year, ending the longest chart break since 2001. Doja's new track samples a 1963 Dionne Warwick hit, Walk On By, and this is Doja Cat's second chart topper, following Say So remix with Nicki Minaj back in May of 2020. Doja says she really enjoyed making this song because she had fun playing with her rap skills while giving us an insight of what's really going on in her life. And she will now embark on her first headlining tour this fall with support from Ice Spice, and that's obviously something you're not going to want to miss. In other action, we see J Balvin coming back with 2 of the greatest, J Balvin, DJ Khaled, and Usher. They got that beat to make your booty go crazy. I'm telling you, J Balvin has just revived Usher's 2004 classic, Yeah, on the new futuristic club-ready banger, Dientes. And Dientes, it means teeth, a body part that J Balvin asks us to show him about 90,000 times in a song of 2 minutes and 56 seconds. The at-home braces or teeth whitening kit that snags this song for their ads is definitely going to be cleaning up. And the video features multiple Balvins and Ushers dancing together on a light-up disco floor, as well as DJ Khaled doing his very best on a DDR machine. And Dientes is relentlessly catchy mix of genres with bold and unpredictable sounds. Some of that is because of the masterminds behind the production. The track features some of music's sharpest minds, including Muramasa, Fred Ball, DJ Luyang, Mambo Kings, Tiny, and Michael Braun. The track started with DJ Khaled's gleeful ad-libs. Before the familiar synth beat from Usher's classic kicks in, Balvin storms in, rapping in Spanish. As the song pumps up its BPM and heads towards reggaeton territory. Eventually, Usher blasts in too, adding verses to create something brand new. And also in the beat today, speaking of brand new, we have to thank Justin Bieber and SZA for blessing us with this surprise collab, the new Snooze Acoustic Remix. SZA said she forgot to mention this to us. The acoustic rendition full of glistening harmonies instead of a more traditional revamp built around any new Bieber verses. The Smokey video shows a glowing SZA and a shirtless Biebs laying together on a picnic or playing around at a crib. And we're expecting SZA to share an expanded SOS album soon featuring at least 10 additional new tracks. She also happens to be featured in Drake's new song Slime You Out, featuring a 2012 Halle Berry on the cover art and presumably destined for Drake's new album coming out this October. And a side note, Halle Berry was not a fan of that cover art. She wrote on social media that it was made without her consent and that she even said no to Drake at some point, but he still managed to drop the cover. And Justin Bieber is also pulling a double duty, appearing in Diddy's album, The Love Album, Off the Grid. Incredible work from all of them. And now that you're all caught up with the music, go listen to it and let me know how much you enjoy them.
Thank you, Fabian. Now it's time to dive into some worldly known knowledge that seems like it's true, but is it really? I have a couple for you today. The first is a rumor that in the early 2000s, singer Avril Lavigne was using a doppelganger to help her handle the struggles of fame, but the lookalike died in 2003, and she promptly had to take over full time. Now, we've heard about this a lot recently, most recently with the former First Lady, where somebody steps in and all that. So is it true or false?
Well, I couldn't see it being true.
Yeah, I'm going to say false on this one. Yeah, I
So
think false.
she says it is false. She had heard about the rumors, but she did have a fight with Fame at the beginning of her career, but promises it was her.
Do you know she started out actually doing country music?
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people forget about that up there in the Canada, and which a lot of people do in their career because country music has such a broad, very loyal fan base. But she did a very short amount of time, and then she found a skater boy. So
And that worked out.
Skater boys.
All right, next up. In Switzerland, is it legal to own just one guinea pig? Just one.
I couldn't see why it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I would think it'd be okay.
So it is illegal in Switzerland to own just one guinea pig.
Why?
Now
Why
they
just
say the reason is, and this is their politics over there, they are such social creatures that they believe just having one is considered animal abuse.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, just so maybe they need two in order to be happy and survive.
I got the same thing. We just got cats, right? And I was told, first off, I said, all right, we're getting one cat. Well, you know that you need two.
Yeah.
So now I have two cats at the house. And I said, all right, because I did it all under,
Duress.
and I was like, I don't know if I want to. And I said, that's fine. I just don't want to have to clean up its the litter box. And with Liza out of town, no one thought they go, well, you can hire somebody to come over and do it. I'm that close to getting somebody. I did it yesterday. I don't know what these cats are eating. These things are disgusting.
And now one last one, real quick.
Yeah.
Is it official that NSYNC is going to return? Is that just a rumor or is it true?
Man, I've been hearing a lot about
Oh,
it.
no, I'm going to say no, except for one song.
And it's off the Trolls movie.
Who all's coming back with them, man?
Yes, well, it's officially the NSYNC reunion for one song. It's their first song in 20 years. Chris Kirkpatrick, JC Chasez, Joey Fatone, Lance Bass. They are joining
crew.
Justin Timberlake. Only Justin Timberlake, though, is in the Trolls movie.
Oh, I see. They're changing the name of the band to Justin and Friends. I don't know if you knew that. All right, we'll be back with more after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment. Mitch, how are you with the sort of the shortcut version of words that Gen Z loves so much, soch or prob or natch?
Bennies.
Bennies, bougie.
If I know what they are, if they're really close to it, like when people say za, I'm like, you know what? No. No.
I haven't heard that one.
You never
No.
for pizza?
No.
Oh, it drives me nuts. Yeah. That
Za?
bothers me.
Come on.
I go, okay, I get it. I see where the za part of pizza, but I want to know what the word is.
Can't you just say pizza? Is it that difficult? Okay, I got natch for naturally.
Okay.
Totes.
Totes,
Totally.
I've heard that one, okay.
Sesh, like a
Sesh.
session.
Let's do a sesh.
Loves. Instead of I love it, you just say loves. Adorbs.
Adorbs. I've heard that one before too.
Soch.
It's like for social?
Social.
Social,
Yeah.
okay.
Lates.
Like goodbye? Okay, I'm doing pretty good so far.
Soup.
Soup?
Yeah, soup.
Soup?
It's
Like
soup.
clam
So like
chowder?
super?
Super.
Okay, the way
Yeah.
you say it, it says
Yeah.
Clam chowder.
clam chowder.
Come chat. Chillax.
It means relax and chill at the
chill.
same time.
Probs.
I got a problem?
No.
Probs?
Probs.
Oh, props, yeah.
No, probs. Like P-R-O-B-S.
like pure probs?
Probably.
Oh,
Probs.
see, I was wrong. I thought it'd be you have problems.
And sus. It's
Oh, no,
totally-
okay. Yes, it's suspect,
sus.
right?
Yes.
No, my 11-year-old does this all the time, and he kept on saying, this is so sus. And I'm like,
It's a TikTok generation. This is how they speak.
I know, but it took me forever to figure out, like, I had to figure out what he would talk about, and then he would call me, then all of a sudden I was sus, yo, that was real sus. And I'm like, I don't care. And then I would hear him use it in another way. And I go, you little.
Mitch, I've
that's
known
a
you
new
for
one
like
now.
20 years. You are very sus. Sus English.
You're sus, Mitch.
I'm very
Probs.
like a sus, like it's perverted, like it's
Totes.
like, or what would be the correct?
You're
totes.
totes.
I'm
You're
totes sus.
totes sus.
It would be like you're sketchy
Yeah,
in a
you're
sexual
sketchy.
kind of manner or something like that. That everything I've heard.
Suspicious. It's like suspect.
Okay.
It's a little
Just all together.
sketchy. Yeah.
All
Sketchy
right.
is fine. All right, dating app Grindr lost nearly half its staff after trying to force a return to the office. In early August, the dating app ended its remote work policies and announced a return to office mandate. They gave workers 2 weeks to choose between relocating to their respective hub office twice a week or leave the company with severance. An insider says 80 of Grindr's 178 employees chose to leave. Many of these workers were hired remotely and were required to relocate to hub cities, including New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Fran, and Washington, D.C. Some critics believe the return to work policy was in response to an attempt to unionize the company.
Now, I find it sus that the company that invites, that encourages you to meet people at your home is telling people to get away from your home.
Totes.
The totes, right? I'm in agreement with, and it was only asked, what, did you say 2 days a week that
Yeah,
they had
that's
to do?
it.
I mean, but it could be that for some people that it was just too long of a commute for those 2 days. But you also get used to like your office space. You don't want to mix things up, and
Yeah.
you're like, I want to do it. However, there is something to be said about working in a group environment with other people and the
Yes.
energy that happens and comes from it.
And I think, too, when you're looking at work productivity, I mean, I'm sure some people are really good at home at keeping up with work and doing
Yeah.
stuff, but there are others probably who are not, that need a little guidance and supervision.
It has to be very disciplined. Do that. And if it's a place where content needs to be produced, which
Yeah.
I saw that, I guess that's what they do, stuff like that. But that's what the website's for, right? Is they just make these little
very sus,
videos.
Mitch.
For
Very
grinding, yeah.
A little sus over there.
You are going to need a group environment to make sure everybody's
Yeah.
there, and so if you're shorthanded, I can see that big deal.
This is true.
All righty, we have so much fun waiting for you. We would love to have you join us. Why don't you stick around? Because we got a whole hour packed full of good stuff,
Yes.
and we're not done with it yet. No.
We've got a cool segment coming up about breakfast.
Which is
The
going to surprise
history,
you.
the
I learned
history.
something when we
Me
were talking
too.
about this in the meeting. So we're going to see if you agree with it as well, of where breakfast came from, and maybe give you a new alternative to making your day better and starting off on the right foot. Give us some ideas as well. Daily Flash returns. We got trending news and entertainment right here. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to miss you if you do.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
No one wants to slip into their later years with a failing memory or inability to think clearly and make decisions. Well, here with some tips and even some great advice on how to use nutritious foods to help support your brain health as well as cognitive function is Peter Castleman. He is the author of Eat to Think. Big Pharma wants you to take pills forever. We don't. Thanks for joining us.
We come into this world with a beautiful brain. The most amazing part about the brain is it's designed to regenerate, not deteriorate. Yet we're starting to eat foods that destroy our brains. The result is a crisis of cognition decline. 1 in 3 seniors are dying with some form of dementia. it does not have to be this way. We wrote this book, Eat to Think, because 97% of your brain health you control. And in this book is a roadmap to try to understand the brain and a path to how you can improve your brain health. Go to eattothink.com, download a free version of the book, as well as other products that we can give you to help you start your journey to improve your brain health.
Well, with pet ownership in the United States jumping significantly in recent years, especially among Gen Zs and millennials, it's no surprise that pet parents are actually looking for accessible, expert advice when it comes to their pet's health. Here today is Dr. Katie Nelson, senior veterinarian at Chewy, who can share more on the latest innovations such as telehealth, which delivers pet health and wellness guidance straight from your mobile device. Hi there, doctor.
Hi there, thank you so much for having me. You know, I've been a veterinarian for over 20 years, so I've seen some innovation during that time, and it's really exciting to be with Chewy Health and be at the forefront of that innovation. Today we're talking about ways to increase accessibility and affordability of care for pet parents, and one of those is through telehealth. This is something that we've been doing now at Chewy for almost 4 years, and you know, you're wondering, like, what is it that I can do with telehealth? Is this a substitute for seeing my veterinarian? And the answer is absolutely no. This is a great supplement to your relationship with your veterinarian. Over 70% of the consultations that we do every month, we do over 20,000 consultations every month. Over 70% of those are sent back to their own veterinarian, but with the proper sense of urgency. Is what you're dealing with right now a true emergency where you need to go at midnight? Or is this something where I can wait till tomorrow morning, but what do you need to watch for if you are going to wait overnight to have your pet seen? Or maybe it's just a question that you deem way too silly to ask when you're at the vet hospital. We love those sorts of questions. We've got an entire team of veterinarians and licensed technicians that are there 18 hours a day, 365 days a year to answer your questions about your pets. There's nothing too big and nothing too small. We're always happy to help. And we've got a whole suite of other healthcare options too to increase accessibility and affordability to care. We've got Care Plus, which is our pet health insurance and wellness offerings that can really help you to better budget for the cost of pet ownership, whether just your wellness plans or if you want to have accident and illness coverage as well. And then we're also America's #1 pet pharmacy, so any of your pet needs, we've got you covered at Chewy. So to learn more, you can scan our QR code or check out chewy.com.
Thanks so much. More details on our website. Joining us now is celebrity lifestyle and wellness expert Seema Cohen. She's got the ultimate Valentine's must-haves. She says skip the chocolate and even the lingerie and give trending gifts instead. Hey there, Seema.
So good to see you, Mitch. I got some really special stuff. Makeup Revolution carries the perfect set of luminous makeup for Valentine's Day and beyond, all under $15. Try Bright Light Face Glow, $12 at Target on February 18 for a lit from within radiance. And don't miss Skin Silk Serum Foundation, just $14 at Ulta, giving you flawless, breathable coverage. Elevate your beauty without breaking the bank. Makeup Revolution has got you covered for flawless complexion this Valentine's Day. All right, next one is one of my absolute favorite. Discover the power of Orlo's Active Omega-3s, sourced from pure algae, grown in Iceland with green energy and pristine water. Traditional fish oil often causes discomfort and requires higher dosage. Orlo's patented polar lipid form ensures 3 times better absorption without the fishy aftertaste. Support heart, brain, and overall health with Orlo's Active Omega-3s. Perfect for Valentine's Day. It's an ideal gift promoting heart health for you and your loved one. You can get a 20% discount this Valentine's Day with no strings attached. Visit orlonutrition.com for this exclusive offer. All right, this one is really a good one. Sports drinks aren't supposed to weigh you down. They're supposed to lift you up. Meet Local Weather, the healthier Gatorade. Only 6 grams of natural sugar packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and adaptogens in an all-aluminum recyclable bottle. Fun flavors such as fruit punch, orange clementine, and fan-favored mango passion fruit. Embrace the natural power with Local Weather, where love meets fitness in every sip. Find them at Whole Foods, Erewhon, Misfits Market, GoPuff, and Foxtrot. Sadaf is a family-owned company that's been around for over 40 years. They pride themselves on creating chef-inspired, unique pantry items that you can't find anywhere else. And if you're looking for the freshest and highest quality ingredients at an affordable cost, then Sadaf is for you. Check out their pomegranate juice, their cozy herbal teas, and all of the set of rose waters. Perfect gifts for all the foodies and chef-inspired loved one in your life. And you can find all of it and much more at sadaf.com. Have a wonderful weekend, beautiful Valentine, and I'm sure we'll see you soon.
All right, more details are on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Obesity is one of the top health threats pets face, with a recent survey showing about 60% of dogs and cats are overweight or obese. Here to help are veterinarians Drs. Bernard Hodges and Terrence Ferguson, who were recently nominated for an NAACP award and are teaming up with Hill's Pet Nutrition to help dogs and cats achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Welcome, doctors.
Hey.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us a bit about this concerning trend in pet health.
So, I'm super excited. We've teamed up with Hill's Pet Nutrition for their annual pet obesity campaign to help pet parents learn about the impact even a few extra pounds can make.
How can pet parents assess if their pet is overweight?
Hill's offer a tool that's called the LOVE test, L-O-V-E. And the L is we want to locate your baby's ribs, kind of get a look at them, kind of get a feel of them. The O is we want to observe your baby from the top. Does the baby have a nice little waist or not? The V is we want to view from the side, which is basically trying to look at the conformation. And the E is we want to evaluate how are we feeding. We're feeding once a day, twice a day, and how much that we're feeding. And we put these results of the test into the tool that Hill's has, and it gives us results. And these results come out, we have a diet that's specially formulated for your baby.
I know sometimes this can be a little intimidating for pet parents, but Hill's has put all these nutritional tools right on the website. You can go to endpetobesity.com and learn more about these tools and tricks of the trade because, we want to keep these babies healthy, right?
Yes.
How difficult is it to manage a pet's weight loss?
It's not difficult once we're dealing with Hill's because Hill's offer these tools along with consulting with your veterinarian, and it makes it very easy. It can be very difficult and daunting to think about, but Hill's Pet Nutrition makes it definitely simple with the tools that they have.
And where can we go to get more information?
You can get it at endpetobesity.com, and you can get all the tools to learn about nutrition and keeping your babies healthy.
Thanks, doctors, and we'll have all this on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Well, in neighborhoods nationwide, more than 2.6 million homeowners live in deteriorating, physically inadequate homes that threaten not only their health, but their safety. As part of the 29th annual Kickoff to Rebuild event, former NFL player and current college football analyst Kirk Morrison teams up with Rebuilding Together and Lowe's to help revitalize a local Southern Nevada neighborhood.
You always want to figure out, hey, what could I do? What are things that I can do, to help out and be a part of? And one of the things that came to me was Rebuilding Together and what they've been able to do with a partnership with Lowe's for the last 16 years. But 29 years, this event has been going on. And for the first time, I could not pass up on that opportunity. So humble and excited to be a part of this initiative.
Rebuilding Together works year-round, but certainly Kickoff to Rebuild. And this event brings a lot of spotlight, a lot of eyes on what we do all year round. The homeowners are so appreciative to be able to live in their homes in a much more safe and healthy way after we complete those repairs. Most people want to stay in their homes. They don't want to move. They want to be able to be in the community that they've lived in all their lives. And in order to do that, they have to have a safe and healthy place to live. You can go to our website, rebuildingtogether.org, and you can find out how to donate to the cause.
For many fans, the big game party is almost as important as the game, including me.
Joining us with some big game day inspirations is the awesome chef Qasim Hardaway, who is teaming up with Aldi to share some of his favorite recipes and to show fans what to stock up on for an amazing game day celebration. Welcome, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
Where should we start to host a spectacular game day party?
So you got to start with the basics. That's a menu and a shopping list at Aldi. Aldi delivers unbeatable prices year-round with small efficiencies like its famous quarter cart system. And Aldi is investing in customers even further by giving fans a quarter back with an additional 25% off on game day. So shoppers will be able to save on an amazing lineup of curated best-selling items at Aldi. And this is available through February 13th, so shoppers can score big game savings. You can visit aldi.us, and Aldi has it all: the beverages, the fresh produce, meats, and go-to snacks made from premium ingredients, all at prices that won't break the bank.
We'll have that on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. We are in the kitchen this day, having a good time too.
Yeah, so we started thinking about how breakfast came to be. An interesting story, because way back in the day, it's been said that what happened was you'd have leftovers from the night before, and that would be your breakfast.
So your leftovers would stay in the ice box or whatever,
Yes.
and then that's what you, which makes sense because things would spoil faster.
Right, this is long before the cereal companies came to be. But then when the cereal companies came into action, then things changed, and people thought, oh, I can only have cereal for breakfast.
All right, so we are given an assignment to Chef Yvonne. She goes, okay, well, you got to bring in your leftovers from we had from last night. And what did you have?
I had some Cubans with some rice and beans, so I had a little rice and beans left over.
Nice.
Perfect.
And I made lasagna, a big old thing of lasagna, which you guys are welcome to. So I brought in my lasagna from last night. I would love to see how you turn this into a breakfast, though.
Right. So I gotta say, disclaimer for everybody watching: leftovers, you can just reheat them and eat them. I love leftovers.
Yeah.
But if you want to make them a little bit more look like breakfast, this is what we're gonna show you.
Okay.
And I would say three key ingredients you can go to: a piece of toast, eggs, and fruit.
Oh, okay.
You just add any of those three, and then you can
That makes
spruce it up
sense.
and make it look like breakfast.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
So let's start with your lasagna, Mitch. Why don't you go ahead and reveal what it looks like?
This is my. There we
Oh,
are.
wow.
Okay.
How
So
beautiful.
over here, if you guys can see, we got a little lasagna. And what I did is lasagna toast. And so just grab a little piece of toast, toast it a little more than what you would normally. I put a little bit of garlic to spruce up the flavor.
Okay.
Added some spinach to make your wife happy. You know, and that's some help.
she knows.
And you know, so
You made this look a lot better than it did last night,
Let
actually.
me just tell you, Yvonne is the most amazing food
Yes.
stylist, and
Yes.
Chef Yvonne earns it every single time we do
So,
these
and then you guys
segments.
also can try it. And so
You wouldn't even really have to toast it. Good. It's good. I love how you add it at the top. It doesn't feel as dry as it normally probably would
Yeah,
have. Oh,
I trust you.
Yeah,
I
go
trust
ahead
you. I'm
and
gonna
try
eat
it.
a strawberry. I love the fruit and I love the spinach and
Quickly,
the
what do we have
lasagna.
over here?
okay, so over here you got some rice and beans. I think that you can add an egg on anything
Okay.
and it'll
Pop
make
that
it
up.
awesome. So we got here
Look
some.
at that.
You guys
How
can
beautiful.
see a little bit of rice and beans. So go ahead.
Oh, with the side of
You
tomatoes,
can
I
do the
love
others,
that.
And then
Okay.
you can
Mm,
try.
thank you.
And then make sure that your yolk is
All right.
yellow, and that
this
that
looks
way
really
you
good.
can
I
crack
want to
it
thank
open.
everybody for tuning in for today. What's the verdict on that? Good stuff. You did a great job at Chef Yvonne.
Thank you, Chef Yvonne.
Thank you all for joining us. You can do our website, dailyflashshow.com, for more information. Y'all be good, and we'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.